Today, we are playing Hunger Games, playground style. 20 players entered. Only one will leave with the crown. Let the games begin. Our tributes enter the arena. This is our main character, Ben, and he is very witty. Makes a friend with Blake. This guy runs over and headbutts someone right in the face. Then someone throws a rock at him and he narrowly dodges out of the way. They need food and water. So they look around the playground for anything they can get. They go up to the first aid kit, but unfortunately, it's locked. Then all of a sudden, bam, someone sneaks up behind him and tries to jam the jelly bean in his ear. Can't let him do that. So Ben swats his hand away. Then he picks up a shovel and takes a swing at Ben. Missed. And then Ben picks up a rock and throws it at him, hitting him right in the leg. That must have hurt. But the player who got hit doesn't seem to care, because that would be pretty sad if he just likes getting beat up. Ben and Blake run away from the crazy player and find some more jelly beans. But what they don't know is they're being stalked by a sniper. Someone is sitting up top the jungle gym shooting marbles at the players below. He hits one girl right in the shoulder. She falls down in pain, and he hits her again to make sure she stays down. It's time for our tributes to fight back. Ben grabs a stick and takes a swing at the sniper. He misses. And then the sniper takes aim at Ben, but he runs away before he can get hit. The sniper then turns his attention to someone else and takes a shot at him. But thankfully he misses. More and more players grab weapons and start fighting. It's absolute bedlam. Ben gets hit right in the stomach with a stick. What was hiding in there? A live grenade? The ball flies through the air like a missile. And then wham, it hits a boy right in the face. That must have hurt. Nothing. He pushes. Still nothing. He kicks it open, and finally he can see what's inside. Bandages, antiseptics, maybe even some food. There's got to be some food in here. Nope, nothing but supplies. Disappointed, he leaves empty-handed. The game continues on. There's just so much action going on. Someone gets hit in the knee and falls down. Another player runs over and stomps on his knee to eliminate him. Now we're down to 17 players left. He probably should have brought a water bottle because that's probably not clean. Then he spots a hot dog in the grass. Perfect. Just what he needs. He takes a bite. Yummy. And then suddenly he hears footsteps behind him. Turns around and sees someone running towards him. He quickly throws the hot dog in his mouth and chews as fast as he can. The player closes in, ready to strike, but Ben is too quick. Ben moves his head at the last second to avoid getting hit. And then he strikes back, knocking the player to the ground. That must have hurt. Our two characters sneak around the playground trying to avoid the other players. It's really a game of hide and seek now. Whoever is eliminated next will be the winner. One girl is hiding on the monkey bars. She's probably safe up there. But then another player runs over and jumps up onto the monkey bars. He sneaks up behind her and says, "Boo." She screams and falls off, and he eliminates her by stamping on her. Ben and Blake are making their way through the playground. They hear footsteps coming closer. A girl pops out from behind the slide and tries to jam a handful of gravel in Blake's face. He swats her hand away and retaliates by pushing her down the slide. She slides all the way to the bottom and gets eliminated. Now we're down to 9 players left. Ben and Blake are doing well, but they still have a long way to go. Suddenly Ben feels something wet trickle down his face. He looks up and sees that he's getting rained on. Then out of nowhere, a boy runs over and tackles him to the ground. What? He just tackled him to the ground and started biting him in the face? Ben pushes him off and throws a punch, knocking the boy out cold. He must have hit his head on the concrete because now he's starting to bleed. Ben tries to help him up, but the boy falls back down and gets eliminated. Again, she hits a boy right in the chest. He falls down in pain, and she hits him again to eliminate him. We're now down to 4 players left, and Ben is starting to get tired. He's been running around this playground for hours. Where are the other players? Are they hiding? Are they watching? Only one way to find out. Then she stands up on the monkey bars and taunts him. She says, "Come and get me if you can." Ha, so cocky. He looks around to see if anyone else is watching. 2 boys are standing by the slide watching them. Ben turns back to the girl and sneaks up behind her. He tries to push her off the monkey bars, but she holds on tight. But Ben is too strong. He pulls her off and she slides down the bars and gets eliminated. We're now down to 3 players left and Ben is exhausted. He needs to take a break. He flops down on the ground and rests as the 2 boys fight over the last spot. They punch and kick at each other until suddenly the boy who was hiding by the slide gets thrown off balance and falls to the ground. He looks up at the other boy with pleading eyes. "Please don't end me." The boy thinks for a second, then steps forward and ends his game. He looks at Blake and realizes that they've been friends since the beginning. Will they end each other's games? They both sit down on the ground, too tired to continue on. Then they start picking up the trash that the other players left behind. They clean up the playground as they wait for the other boy to finish off the last girl. Finally, he comes running over and tells them that she's gone. Ben and Blake look at each other, then burst out laughing. They've survived the Hunger Games. But who will be the winner? They think for a second, then look at each other again. They both step forward and try to kick each other off the monkey bars. Ben gets thrown off and hangs on for dear life. Blake jumps off and tries to eliminate him by stamping on his back. Ben moves out of the way, and Blake loses his balance and falls to the ground. The other boy runs over and helps him up. Who is the winner, Ben or Blake? Blake throws the first punch, but Ben dodges out of the way and retaliates by kicking him in the stomach. Blake falls down in pain and Ben goes for the final blow. He jumps up onto the monkey bars and takes a victory lap. It's the winner. But after the game, he's too drained and exhausted to celebrate. He flops down on the ground and waits for the medics to arrive. Until next year.